here today because an unspeakable tragedy has unfolded in Minnesota. My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa Hortman, and her husband Mark were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination. Our state lost a great leader, and I lost a dearest of friends. Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service. She was a formidable public servant, a fixture and a giant in Minnesota. She woke up every day determined to make this state a better place. She is irreplaceable, and we've been missed by so many. Minnesota's thoughts and prayers are with her.
That's insane, bro. It's inexcusable. It's just shameful that people cannot accept each other's differences. Like, this woman was at home in the evening with her husband, just getting ready to relax to go to bed, and a gentleman pretending to be a law enforcement personnel, he pulled up to the front of her home with a police patrol car, identifying himself as a law enforcement personnel, coming to do a regular random checkup on her home to just make sure her and her husband, make sure the woman and her husband was fine. That's what they was told upon arriving from the fake law enforcement person. Told them they were just doing a welfare check to make sure they was okay. They allowed the fake officer to go into the house with the fake officer, killed the woman and her husband cold-bloodedly for no reason, just because he did not agree with that woman's point of view about life. He did not agree with her political views in regards to the United States. I'm telling you guys out there, if you're going to keep going down the path of hurting people, of hurting each other based on our differences in life, this world is only going to become more and more chaotic. It's only going to get more chaotic every single day. If we don't learn as a society to learn to respect and love each other differences, if we don't learn to love each other differences, this world is going to become more chaotic every single day, man. This is a perfect example of a human being did not accept that woman for who she was. Simple and plain. He didn't like who she was. He didn't like her point of views. He didn't like what she was about. He didn't like her political views, and he assassinated that poor woman and her husband, who had nothing to do with anything. Husband was not part of politics. He was just married to a politician woman, and he ended up getting killed with his wife because of her point of views, because of her political views within the United States. That's outrageous, bro. That never supposed to be happening, dude.
My prayers also go out to State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, who were each shot multiple times. The Hoffmans are out of surgery at this time and receiving care, and we are cautiously optimistic they will survive this assassination attempt. This was an act of targeted political violence. Peaceful discourse is the foundation of our democracy. We don't settle our differences with violence or at gunpoint. In the state of Minnesota, and as recently as last week, in the most closely divided state legislature in the country, we sat down, we worked things out, we debated, we shook hands and compromised, and we served the state of Minnesota together. We proved that it's possible, even in these politically charged times, to find compromise and adhere to the principles.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what the governor just said. As human beings, we have to start realizing we are not going to agree on everything. We are not going to agree on everything. That's a fact. We're going to always have different point of views in life as human beings. We're always going to have differences. We're always going to have difference in opinions, different ways to dress, the different ways how we talk, different ways how we carry ourselves. But that's what life is about. We are not all supposed to be the same, but we are supposed to accept and respect each other's differences. We're supposed to come together, have a discussion about what's going on, have a discussion. And if we have different opinions about the discussion, we could still come to a common agreement and shake hands, and we could both live in peace. Until we don't come and we don't realize like this is a serious problem, that people are getting attacked based on the different views, the different viewpoints, the different way that they carry themselves, the different beliefs. They're getting attacked for just being different. This is a serious problem that we're facing, not just in the United States, all around the world. People are getting seriously hurt because they're different, because they have different point of views, because they have different ways of looking at life. We have to respect people's differences. That's the only how this world is going to get better for everybody. Because if we don't respect and appreciate people, if we don't respect and appreciate people's differences, the chaos is never going to stop, though. It's never going to stop.
Discourse. We must all, Minnesota and across the country, stand against all forms of political violence. At this precipice moment we're on, this tragic act here in Minnesota should serve as a reminder to all of us. The democracy and the debates in the halls of Congress, in state houses, in school boards, is a way to settle our differences peacefully and move society to a better place. We're collaborating with all local, state, and federal agencies on a full investigation. We're committed to keeping Minnesotans informed as the situation continues. I assure you that those responsible for this will be held accountable. And each and every one of us are committed to making sure that a tragedy like this never repeats itself in Minnesota or across this country.
This form of violence should never be taking place, man. Not in the United States and not around the world. And the sad part about this whole situation, the person, there's only one person, one gentleman that's involved for this situation. The gentleman was, when the situation happened, 911 was called. The real 911. So real police officers showed up at that politician woman's house. And when they showed up to that house, the officers that showed up to figure out what was going on with the 911 call, they encountered the fake officer. He was walking out the house, and immediately the fake officer opened a fire, started shooting at the real officers, which the real officers fired back in self-defense. And the intruder, which is a fake officer, he ran back in the house and he got away. When all the commotion happened, he left the fake police car. He had a police car. He had a police car with siren lights and everything, and he was impersonating a real cop. So after the gunfire exchange, he ran back and he escaped outside that house. He escaped from the back of that house. So now this is just occurring today. As I'm recording this video, this is a brand new story that just basically occurred 2-3 hours ago. So now there is a manhunt in that part of the United States looking for this man. And the crazy part about this whole situation, when the detectives went to search the gentleman's truck, he had an SUV. When they went to search the car, the fake police car, this gentleman had a whole list of people that he was willing to go attack, just based on the difference in viewpoints. That's it. He had an entire list of people that he wanted to assassinate. And the reason he wanted to assassinate those people is because of the different point of view about politics, about life, about everything. He just wanted to hurt other people just because they have different viewpoints than his. Are you kidding me, bro? If we all would go down that path in life, there will be nothing to live for. If we all go down the path of hating people because they're different from us, there would not be life to live. This gentleman's entire story is about hurting people because they have different opinions, different ways of living their life other than him. So now it's a big manhunt looking for this gentleman. And This incident happened. He went to the first politician house. He assassinated the husband and wife. And then he went to another residence, another politician residence, and opened fire again on another couple, another politician. So his intentions was to assassinate 4 people before law enforcement actually caught up to this man. So now he's on the run with an entire list of people he has intentions of hurting. And is the reason why? Because they have different point of views about life. They have different political views about life. They have different ways of living life. That's it. He hates people because they have different ways of living their life. They have different opinions than the one he have. They have different political views than the political views that he share. So he's just going about hurting other people because they're different from him. That's outrageous, bro.
Turn it over to my public safety team to fill you in on the specifics of this ongoing investigation.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you everyone for being here today. My name is Drew Evans, and I'm the superintendent at the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. I want to start by just expressing our deepest sympathies to the communities, the family, the friends, and everybody that cared about the individuals that were gunned down today. When we have individuals like this in our political leadership, they're not only political leaders, but they're members of the community, well-known members of the community, that the tragedy in a situation like this is not only for them, their friends and families, but us collectively, the communities they represent, us as a state of Minnesota as a whole. About 2 a.m. this morning, there was an original call in the city of Champlin where there was an individual that had shot Senator Hoffman and his wife. Police responded to that location. They were dealing with that and working through that process overnight. And then later on, at approximately 3:35, that another call came in when it was officers proactively checking because they knew of the incident that occurred, and they were going to check on Speaker Hortman at that time, at which time Brooklyn Park police officers encountered the individual who immediately fired at them, and they exchanged gunfire, and then the individual was able to escape during that exchange of gunfire. At the residence in Champlin, there was life-saving measures that were provided there. Both individuals were transported, as was previously noted, and they both received surgeries for their injuries at the hospital, and their conditions are at this time, both those individuals, Senator Hoffman and his wife, are both alive at this time, but they suffered gunshot wounds and are obviously in a difficult situation, but we're cautiously optimistic that they will continue to improve. At this time, it is a very active scene still, as you've seen. The Brooklyn Park Police Department, along with other members, the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, State Patrol, FBI, BC, and many others are actively engaged in a manhunt for the individual that we believe.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I end this video, I want to say something, and I mean what I'm about to say to you guys right now from the bottom of my heart. May God bless all of us in this world. As human beings, we're not perfect. As human beings, we're never going to be perfect. But if we want this world to continue in the right direction, we will have to learn to accept and respect each other's differences in life. If we want this world to continue in the right direction, for the little kids that's growing up right now, to the unborn kids, if we want this world to continue in the right direction, we as humans, we will have to learn to love and respect each other's differences. Because if not, if we don't learn to respect each other's differences, the direction this world is currently going is going to get more chaotic. There is violence all around the world. And the majority of the 95% of the violence that's going on all around the world is a lack of respect that we give to each other as human beings. Having a conversation is the easiest and most effective way we can resolve our differences. Having a conversation. And at the end of the conversation, we don't have to be right. You don't have to be right. I don't have to be right. But at least we had a conversation and we say exactly how we feel. and we'll shake hands and we could go our separate ways, regardless if we agree or not. We had this discussion and we know exactly how each other feel, and we could come to a common ground. We could come to a common agreement, and we could go ahead and live life to the fullest. We don't have to settle our differences with violence, because every single day nowadays, this is exactly what's taking place. All around the world, people are settling the differences with violence, and a lot of innocent people are dying because of that reason. Please, let's stop going down that path. Please, let's stop continuing the violence. Please, let's stop hurting each other because of our differences in life. Let's learn to embrace, love, and care about each other different ways about going ahead living life. Let's learn to embrace, love, and care about each other differences. That's the only how this world is going to continue in a good and the right direction for our kids, grandkids, unborn kids to continue living a good life. Until the next video, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe. To our Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Donald J. Trump, I salute you, sir. God bless you and your entire families. To everybody in the United States and all around the world, God bless us all. Please, let's live in peace. Please treat people the way you want to be treated. Please always do what's right in the eyes of God and his family. Always make God and his family a part of your decision making every single day. Let's love, care, and help each other. And that's the only how this world is going to be safer and better for us all.